A1 Automotive, always honest answers.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Welcome in to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, welcome to the Get Your Happy On Hour. I'm your host, Ricky C. Simmons. This is 93.7 The Ticket. Always start my show off showing love to people that show love to me. Big shout out to Matt Warner and Empire Fencing out in Waverly, Nebraska. Man, you guys are amazing. Just want you to know that nothing is taken for granted on this end, and I really respect you guys. I was thinking about my positive mental attitude tip for the week, and I'm going to give y'all a double dose. This one here is going to be a tough one. And keep in mind, these positive mental attitude tips of the week that I give, these are things that I do myself. They may or may not work. But here's the first part. It's just a two-part deal tonight. So first part is treat people the way you want to be treated. The key and the catch to that is do not, let me emphasize, do not expect it in return. Just be the person that you want people to be without you having to expect it from others. That way you're never disappointed. So treat people the way you want to be treated, but do not expect it in return. That way you don't be let down. And the other part of the tip is, this is a hard one, y'all. Do your best to surround yourself with people who defend you in rooms that you're not in. Mm-hmm. That one right there is hard to pick because a lot of people, unfortunately, they don't have that ability. So do your best to pick good people to have in your life, and hopefully people that will defend you when you're not there to speak for yourself. Okay, that's my positive mental attitude tip for the week, or 2 tips for the week, and I hope they help you. I give these out, and I'm trying to do at least one every show to set the tone for your upcoming week. Now, I got to be real honest with y'all. I got a guest tonight. I've had her on before. Very intelligent person and very uplifting person. I really like uplifting people in my life because, to me, I think the world needs more people that are trying to inspire versus the opposite. So with no further ado, because I got questions for this lady. Gail Benson, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ricky.
Hey, Gil, I gotta say before we get started, I love the creativity that you have too, because you made a really nice post that you put out there, and I can't thank you enough, and I wanted to do it publicly because a lot of times we take things for granted, and I don't ever want that to be the case with anyone, but especially people that are, I feel like, are on my side. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, Ricky. It's a pleasure just to be in what feels like a partnership. So, we do what we can for one another to keep us in that light and in that good space.
Well, Gil, a lot of my audience may not remember you from the last time I had you on. It's been a little while. Let's do the Cliff Notes version of, of who Gil Benson is.
Okay, I'm gonna keep in mind Cliff Notes. I am Coach Gail Benson. I'm a certified master life coach, also certified in cognitive behavior coaching. I'm from Jersey City, New Jersey. I'm a proud Jersey girl. I am a co-host of a new podcast, Simply Sisters, airing on all podcast platforms. I am an award-winning author, and I am a CEO. I'm a mother of two and a new Gigi. I'm a new grandmother. My first granddaughter was born January 3rd. So I am doing grandma duty today too. I'll say Gigi duty. But, I'm multitasking, but my daughter is here. But, first and foremost, Rick, it's an honor to be in the presence of people like yourself, because my objective is to have people tap into something that they've always looked for externally and looking for validation outside of themselves, and the power that they need and the direction they're looking for lies within. And that is my goal, is to teach people to look within first.
Well, Gail, I mean, I have no doubt that you're doing a marvelous job, because ever since I've had the pleasure of connecting with you, I've never really met you face to face in person, but a lot of conversations over the phone, and I got to give a big shout out to Carla Thomas for the introduction. So
my girl.
Yeah, she I mean, I grew up with Carla, and we went to high school together, so I've known her forever. And I felt really good when she suggested that we connect. So
right,
she was spot on, because it's been nothing but good and positive for me.
Absolutely.
Now okay, we know what you stand for. Let's talk about some things that, since I last spoke with you, some of the things that's going on with Gail. Whatever you're comfortable sharing.
Oh, absolutely. I strive to be pretty transparent. I've had new business ventures. When you mentioned about, making sure you have those people in your corner that charge you to be great. And I'm blessed to have that. I am in a new business venture with the Simply Sisters podcast. And that was a shift, for me, and also for my podcast sister, Simply Tammy. We were called to do that shift, and we kept having conversations about it until we just finally figured out, like, look, this is the green light. So in the midst of embracing that business venture and catapulting ourselves back into podcasting space, being transparent about our lives and encouraging not just women, but we have men in our community as well. But in the throes of that, and I'm growing and we're expanding and we're doing something different, I was going through a divorce.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was going through a divorce. And, just to, keep it very brief, it was a lot of things came out of that, emotional and mental. And I started being very vocal about verbal and emotional and mental abuse in relationships, and most people being embarrassed. I couldn't even believe, after I took stock in looking back at everything, I was like, how did I even end up here? I consider myself a very strong woman, very outspoken. I have a strong personality. So how did I end up unknowingly? I mean, I really didn't realize that that's what was happening in my relationship. So through growing and moving into new spaces, I had to move beyond the pain, and I had the support of some great people that held me up and accountable for when I tried to fade into the darkness and go in silence and not speak up and not want to do things because I felt like I didn't deserve to be in certain spaces because I didn't feel well. I wanted to easily fade away and just give up, but they held me accountable, and I learned how to choose and decide my happiness. And I had to choose joy in the midst of pain. And that it was hard.
I was just sitting here thinking about that. I had no idea that you were going through some of those things. Mm-hmm. But what I will say to that is I really believe that everybody's dealing with something.
Oh, yeah.
And, and to be honest with you, for me to hear that from you and knowing what you stand for, and you're still willing to go outside of your own situations to help others, that's special to me. And I think that's very, very, very important, because a lot of times, and I know this from personal experience, is when you try to go out of your way to help others, sometimes your personal stuff gets put on the back burner. And you still have to do what you have to do, because helping others is an inside thing. It's not something that really you can put a label on why you do it. It's just something that you do and something that I know I do. And if anything I can say about that is I think it's important. I just really believe it's important because I don't know. I'm just going off of the conversations I have with different people. There's a lot going on right now, and a lot of it basically, in my opinion, is adversity. I personally don't feed adversity, because if you don't feed it, it can't grow. But I understand that everybody's in different places, and they have to do what they have to do. But what I always try to suggest to people is, if you really can't do anything about it, I just don't see worrying about it fixing anything. And that's the one thing that I've really, really taken a serious look at. Just help people, because really and truly, and you might can speak to this better than me, but I actually think helping people makes me feel better too. Because, man, I don't want to see nobody going through tough times. I really don't. Is that realistic? Probably not. But you know what? That's just a thing that if I can help someone get through a tough time, that's really important to me. And I mentor quite a few people, and I really take a lot of pride in trying to help. I'm not sure if it always works, but it wasn't because of a lack of effort.
Rick, and you're absolutely correct. A huge majority of people focus on their passion project or their purpose, and try to eliminate the focus on what our own challenges are, what our past traumas or pains are. The thing with that is, if we don't pay attention, we will quickly become avoidance, where we don't deal with our baggage and deal with our stuff. And I know a lot of athletes probably can relate to that, because I know there's probably been times that you've been on the field, in your time, in your history, you didn't feel well and you didn't feel your best, but you went out there and gave 1,000%, because that was something you loved doing. And that there was a community of people that were waiting for you.
That's true. The funny part about that is, even though my love of the game wasn't as strong as 90%, probably 100% of my teammates, actually, but the fact that I knew I was a part of that team, and if I didn't do my part, it would cost someone else. And that's something I never wanted to happen. And to be honest with you, Gil, I think it's real important that we all take a look at the things that we are dealing with. and not try to make anyone else feel bad because you're dealing with stuff. Try to lift people up. And I don't know. I got this thing, I think I call it living with a purpose. And when I say I like being happy and I like being positive, and I really think people think that's easy for me because I've been told several times, Ricky, you make it look so easy, man. No, I need to apologize if that's what it is. If that's what you're thinking, being happy and positive is not easy because most of the time it comes from, well, speaking for myself, it comes from within, you know, because I mean, just say in my daily travels, there's not a lot of people lining up to say, hey, I got to figure out a way to make Ricky happy today.
Right.
I mean, maybe y'all got that.
I ain't met them. I have not run into those people.
Yeah, I haven't either. If they're out there, you know, I'm still looking for them. But
right.
I mean, and like I say, I'm using humor because I personally just like humor. But to be honest with you, that's the truth.
It is.
And saying the truth has been under attack in our society because I guess lies and fakes is more, I don't know, appealing. And it's, I guess people would rather listen or believe that versus the truth because sometimes the truth makes you take a look at yourself. And a lot of people don't want to look at themselves because they might not like what they see, but they're real quick to tell you about you, but they're not as quick to look in the mirror.
Absolutely.
So what I'm saying, Gail, is I respect you. I really appreciate you, and I appreciate what you stand for. One of these days, I'd love the opportunity just to meet you. I mean, to sit in the same room with you and have a conversation because there's not a lot of like-minded people in this world today. Everybody's kind of, I think, in my opinion, a lot of people are falling for that oldest trick in the book, which is divide and conquer. That's, you know, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Unfortunately, I can't co-sign that because I'm not, you know, that ain't who I am. And a lot of these things that's dividing people, from what I've been told, is things that you can't even control. So, I mean, I think sometimes it comes across like I don't care, but I just refuse to waste energy on things that I cannot control.
Right.
I just don't see the value in that. But I mean, everybody has to make their own choices. Everybody has to deal with what they have to deal with. But I just want you to keep doing what you're doing because you're helping a lot of people. And you may not receive the compliments or pats on the back, but I just want you to know that it is noticed.
Thank you.
I respect you for doing it. And a lot of times I know you're doing it under very, very difficult circumstances because I remember you weren't feeling the best this past week. And I felt bad when you told me what you had went through. And I, you know, I already scheduled you to be on the show. I'm thankful that you making time to do the show. So
absolutely. Listen, let me tell you something. I could easily be passed over. You know, when we had the discussion about me coming on today, everything was peaches and cream, you know, and life went on and life does what it, you know, life does what it do, if you will. You know, life started lifing and, you know, I lost a couple of days due to, you know, some unforeseen incidents with my health. But I pushed through as we normally do. Most people just try to push through to show up because you didn't have to ask me. I know you have a plethora of people, you know, friends and colleagues and partners that could be sitting here with you tonight. And just the fact that you considered me, you know, I am honored and I take that I don't take that lightly and I take it very seriously. So thank you for even asking me. And it's a part of honoring, you know, what we built in the partnership and building our friendship and showing up not just for myself, my community, and for your community, but also for you, because I gave you an expectation when I said that I would be here, and I am here.
And I just want you to know that it's not going unnoticed, because you had every right to call me back and say, hey, I know I initially agreed to do your show, but something has happened in the last few days that I can't. And I would have totally understood that. So, I mean, like I said, I don't take anything for granted. And that's why I try to give people their props, because like I said, encouraging others is really important. And I just wish, and this is one of my wishes, which is I don't even know how to explain this, but I just really wish that we had more people supporting each other in our society. Or we could just get as many people to support each other as we do to try not to support each other. I just think that, it would be a better place. But that's Ricky living in Ricky's little fantasy world. I know I live in a fantasy world, but you know what? I had to create a fantasy world so that I could exist too. And a lot of times, I was talking with a young man earlier. I go out of my way to make Ricky happy. And what I mean by that is it's all between my ears. I'm not, like I said, it's not like somebody is really just out here, I'm going to help Ricky, be happy. No, that ain't how this thing works. You have to put in the work. And I know you understand that.
Absolutely.
You do it as well. But I love being positive. I love being happy. I love laughing and joking. But what I don't like is having conversations with unhappy people.
Oh, yeah. I
don't like doing that, because it almost seems like I'm being disrespectful to them because I'm happy and they're not. And respect is something that I don't think is necessary. No one needs to disrespect anyone. So I try my best to surround myself with positive people like yourself, and I'm not mad at anybody. I just want to be happy. If that makes sense to you.
And it's a choice, Rick. There are a lot of people who will not do the work. They're more comfortable in drowning in chaos and calamity, because they would rather stay there than do that level of work to do the inside work to choose your own happiness, and not making other people responsible for your happiness, not attaching ourselves to things and people that we think are going to make us happy. And then when it doesn't deliver and we're disappointed, then we're going down, we're spiraling out, and we're still staying in that dull, dreary place. But again, it's a decision, and it takes work that most people do not want to do. Yes. Most people really don't want to do it, from coaches to athletes to parents. We've all had days where we just didn't really feel our best, but we showed up and did whatever it was we had to do, whether it was getting kids to practice, whether it was meeting with parent-teacher conferences, whether it was coaching and mentoring a group of kids, through their traumas and equipping them with tools so they can face life when your life is kicking your behind, when you feel like you boxed in the corner with 2 black eyes and a bloody nose. You still want to show up so that you can equip the future. You can equip someone else with how to stand in the gap for themselves. Correct. Because I made a statement a couple of weeks ago. It was right before Valentine's holiday, whatever we want to call that. And I told people, I said, I wish that people would give themselves one of those chances that they keep handing to other people. We don't give ourselves a chance to learn something new, process information in a different way so we can reframe our mind and choose to be happy. Because like you said, today, there is so much pulling at you to pull you down into chaos and calamity and all this diabolical mess, and they keep it in your face. I don't feed into it. I don't live there. And like you said, there is nothing that I individually can do, but I can continue to focus on my impact in my space, in my part of the world. I'm focusing on my impact so that I don't get lost, and the people that I'm aligned to help so that they don't get lost. But even if they do, they tap into the tools to pull themselves back, because we all get sucked into something one time or another, but we can't stay there. How do we pull ourselves back when we start getting sucked in? If I give you those tools, then you have no excuse to get lost in the mess.
Absolutely. Look, we're going to take a quick break. Don't y'all go anywhere. This is 93.7 The Ticket to get you happy on hour. We'll be right back.
MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
It's seafood season at Amigos. Time to get that one-of-a-kind, crisp crab rangoon burrito and dip it in some sweet chili sauce. There's a crab rangoon Frenchie, too. Enjoy grilled fish, grilled shrimp, or crispy fish tacos, wrapped in warm whole wheat tortillas, topped with pico de gallo, cabbage, and Amigos Chipotle mayo sauce. From jumbo shrimp baskets or fish and chips to fish tacos, there's something for everyone. You'll love the bold, fresh flavors of seafood at Amigos. Amigos is serving up a brand new way to score the bold, fresh flavors you love with 8 affordable value meals. At $5 and $6, these meals are easy on the wallet, so treat yourself anytime. Sink into the new 3-cheese melt or taco melt, both stacked with crave-worthy flavor in every bite. There's crunchy taquito dippers, too, perfect for dunking in Amigos' famous ranch or spicy cheese. Big flavor, small price. Value meals at Amigos.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. February's cream cheese flavor is white chocolate raspberry. Pair it with a strawberry cold foam. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Good morning, Breakers. This is Scott Miller from Midwest Bank. When I recently joined Midwest Bank, I was immediately impressed by our exceptional service. My first customer made the switch from a large corporate bank and didn't have to wait in line or call a 1-800 number. We treated him like family. He now visits the bank just to say hello. While other banks go corporate, we stay Nebraska. Visit us at midwest.bank or drop by a branch today. Your community, Your bank, Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
It's the two-fingered wave on a gravel road. It's letting the kids take dad's truck to prom. It's Friday nights under the lights of a hometown football field. Eustace Body Shop knows small towns. It's where our values are rooted. We treat our people right, and in turn, they treat you, our customer, right. And we give back to our communities. Not much more small town than that. Eustace Body Shop, small town service, big city technology.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Oh, honey, I love the first few months of a new year.
Why?
I get a chance to shovel.
You hate to shovel.
Not snow, cash. The Nebraska Lottery's Cash Blast promotion is back. Buy a 2x2 ticket and get a voucher. Enter online for a chance to win a $5,000 or $500 weekly prize. And if your winning voucher is from a 7-day draw ticket, your prize is doubled.
Great. It snowed last night. Here's a shovel.
But
consider it practice.
2x2 top prize odds are 1 in 105,000.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, we're back. Man, Bach, we got anybody tuned in over there, man?
Yeah, we do set it off, Timmy. Our Facebook says God is good.
Appreciate that. Appreciate that comment. You know, I really, man, I don't know. I think I'm a different kind of person when it comes to stuff like that because I know people are busy. Everybody's got their own thing. So when people take time out of their busy schedule to check out the show, it just means the world to me, and I just want y'all to know that. Gail, we was talking about some things, and you know, I really like the one thing that I would like for you to elaborate a little bit on it. Is I have my version of happiness and what I think it looks like, and unfortunately, that probably won't work for everybody else. Actually, it probably won't work for anybody but me. What do you say to people, you know, when it comes to what happiness looks like for them?
I will go back to something that you said early on the first half of the show, when you gave your pieces of wisdom about, you know, treat people the way you want to be treated, regardless of how they treat you. Just, you know, level your expectations, and you know, it's almost like don't look for you in other people, you know, right. And when we do that, we set ourselves up for failure, looking for ourselves in other people. When we identify what happiness means to us, and I'll revisit what I said earlier, we cannot attach responsibility to other people for our happiness. And I think it's been misconstrued about, especially relationally in relationships, and people say, oh, they make me so happy, she makes me happy, he makes me happy. That concerns me when I hear that, because people should add value or a benefit or enhance you in a way, but don't make people responsible for your happiness. Because if I made you responsible for my happiness, Rick, and you may be someone that's happy with just being home in solitude, quiet in your own space, and you may be happier than the fat man in the delicatessen, but that's not my happiness. You know, right. My happiness is I'm outgoing. I like to be out in nature. I like to listen to, you know, live music. You know, I love to be somewhere in a park with a breeze, reading a book, hearing laughter and people moving around in the background. So if I make you responsible for my happiness, you're going to be happy doing what you want to do. And I've attached myself to that, and that's not my happiness. So right. I have to spend enough time with myself to understand, what does happiness look like to me? And am I willing to be responsible for myself? I have to do that.
You know, that's a very interesting point, because when you said, I'm one of those guys that I'm very, very, very comfortable being by myself. And I think sometimes that can be taken the wrong way. It people may think you're standoffish or you think you're better than. No, it's not that. But I just think when you're like, and I'm speaking for myself, when I'm able to spend time with Ricky, I tend to do better because, like I said, you're right. A lot of people got a lot of things going on, and a lot of people look for outside validation. And I've just never been that person. I don't feel like, I'm not saying my way is right and everybody else's way is wrong, but I think everybody, we're all individuals, so we should all be able to find our own lane of what happiness looks like. Sometimes I think people struggle with that because they're, like you said, they're attaching their happiness to other people. And I think the happiness has to start with you first.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because the minute you attach it to another person and that person doesn't respond the way you want them to respond, there goes your happiness.
There go that happiness. And then who's responsible? Because then that person, you put an expectation on this person that they probably know nothing about, because we're not always verbal and vocal about our expectations of people. We've attached ourselves to this person and for them probably unknowingly. And then when we get disappointed, I don't know how people act out or they get frustrated. And then there's tension in that partnership relationship or what have you, because that expectation wasn't met and the happiness got stomped on, which really it was your responsibility from the beginning. So when we stand in the mirror and we have an attitude, we need to have a conversation with ourselves, because we spend a lot of time. I know I have. And I have learned to stop running from myself. I've spent a lot of time running from myself. And if I can't spend time with myself, I got a bigger issue.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's really funny that you say that, because I always tell people that, because I get this question a lot. Man, how's every day another day in paradise? How's that possible? I mean, every day can't be perfect. Well, they're missing the point. Every day isn't perfect. I have a list long enough to reach from California to New York of things I wish were different. But I just feel like my chances of accomplishing the things that I want to accomplish has to start with me being happy and positive. I don't like how things turn out for me when my attitude is not good. I don't know. Maybe I've had so many experiences where things didn't turn out well because of my attitude. So, I finally accepted the fact that, even though life ain't perfect, I can still be happy and deal with life on life's terms. But that takes a lot of work. And the funny part about that is, once you buy into that, then you don't need anyone else's validation. People are not going to understand it. A lot of people, they're going to question it, because I think some people need to realize that we're not psychics. We don't have the ability to read someone else's mind every day, all day. I don't even try to do that. But what I do is I try to focus on what I know that I need to do. And if that means not talking to people, if that means being by myself, whatever that looks like for me, I just think it's important that everyone figures that out. But it starts, like you say, with that person in the mirror.
Absolutely. And Rick, it's hard for people to really embrace the concept of spending time alone. We are so afraid of ourselves and quiet time, but in that quiet time that we spend with ourselves, that's time where we get to have, if we choose to, real conversations with ourselves. There's still growth that can happen in those quiet moments. My podcast sister, Simply Tammy, and that was her in the comments. Hey, Sissy. That we've talked about is that too often we look for validation and confessions from other people so that we can move forward in our lives. And if that's the case, you're going to sit at the stop sign for a lifetime. It's not going to happen. You have to be willing to be in that. There's so much growth when you just get still and be quiet most of the times and stop running from yourself, because some of the hardest conversations you will ever have is with yourself. You won't grow if you won't do that.
You know something that's funny you said that. You made something pop in my head that my mother used to say, rest in peace, Mom, but she used to tell me back when I was making really bad choices. And my dad used to say it too, but his was not G-rated. My mother would say something like, baby, she called everybody baby. She said, baby, you need to get somewhere and sit down and be still. And I used to hear that, but my mind wasn't ready for that.
Right.
And my dad, boy, his whole, I can't legally say the way he.
I can imagine. If something is coming to my head right now what he may have said.
I'm gonna say it, but I'm gonna add some blanks in there. It went, boy, you need to blank, sit your blank down somewhere, be still. Blank. So, bottom line,
blankety blank.
Yeah, a whole bunch of things. I mean, both my parents are both in heaven, and I love and miss them dearly. But I'll be honest with you, they're still much alive in my head because all the lessons and all the seeds that they planted, mine started to grow after I made some decisions over 16 years ago. So it's just really, it's not funny, but it is funny. Man, it's kind of like that if I would have knew then
what I know now.
Yeah, man, well, I mean, some of the stuff I say to myself now, I sound just like my parents.
Yeah.
And that amazes me. But I really, on a serious note, I want to say a shout out to your sister that's listening. I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning into the show. I want more people to tune in because, what we're talking about here is things that we can actually do something about.
Right.
No, we're not. I mean, my show is not focused on what the things we can't change. I mean, I can't change people. I can't change concepts of others. I can only do what I can do. And that's where I spend most of my time and energy on how to make Ricky a little bit better today than I was yesterday. That's a full-time job because I need an 8-day, 30-hour day for me. I'm trying to help others in the process.
Listen, if you can hear some of them conversations I had with myself to pull myself all the way together, and I will admit, some of them not G-rated either.
I mean,
David.
but that's called being real.
Absolutely.
And being real is just rare. I mean, unfortunately, people feel like they gotta be something that they're not to try to impress others that don't even really care anyways. I mean,
at all.
People don't. I mean, people are busy out here. People got their own situations that they need to deal with. So trying to impress someone that's already busier than a one-legged man in a kick fight, no offense.
Nah, dog.
I mean, come on, man. Hey, man, look,
that dude busy.
And I'm not knocking nobody. That was just, like I said, I like humor, man. I like to laugh and joke because life is not promised. And I think sometimes you almost got to laugh to help keep the stress level balanced, because
You do.
a lot of stress is being promoted, in my opinion, in our daily lives. And I mean, it's just so much coming at you at so many different angles that I just personally feel like laughing is a great alternative.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know. I have no scientific proof, but that's just me personally. I tend to feel better when I'm laughing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very rarely sad when I laugh. So laughing is something that I think is not given enough credit to, because we're in such serious times. There's just not a lot of laughter. And I'll be looking for reasons. I'll be laughing, but see, that's a funny thing. I'm kind of glad when I'm by myself, there's nobody can really see me, because I'll be laughing about stuff. And if someone were to see me by myself laughing, they might want to check me in somewhere and think maybe Ricky's losing it. No, I'm not losing it. I just like to laugh.
I crack myself up, honey. I'm gonna tell you that right now, baby. I crack myself up, and I know I'm good company. I enjoy my own company.
Right.
I live alone. I'm in here. I have a grandkitty. We have a ball. I just really enjoy my own company. Now, should I avail myself to be in other spaces in my private time? Yes. And I make sure that I'm very particular in safe spaces with people that I can be myself. There is no putting on for me. I can't do it. That takes too much work. But there are a lot of people out here in the world with these masks on that are cracked, and they're fighting to keep these masks on instead of just relieving themselves of the tension and the pressure and the stress of pretending, because they probably don't know who they are, because they haven't gotten some, as me and my pod sister, we had an episode called Set Your Bleep Down. We have to get somewhere and set our bleep down so that we can, a lot of us don't know who we are, Rick. We don't know what makes us happy. We have no idea how to get to ground zero, to start doing work on ourselves, to do the inner work, to do better, to be better. We don't know what better is, because a lot of people have become accustomed to functioning in chaos and calamity, and that has been adopted as their norm. And they don't know how to get out of that cycle, because they won't get somewhere and sit they bleep down.
We help it Bach out a lot tonight by using the word bleep. I understand exactly what you're saying, and
right.
But you know what, though? I'm going to say this to you, and then we're going to take one more break. The key to this whole thing in life is called figuring out how to be happy.
Yeah.
Because without happiness, man, everything else, it's kind of like without health. Everything else is irrelevant. Hey, we're going to take a quick break. Don't y'all go nowhere. We're going to come back and wrap the show up, and we're going to have a little more fun before we go. We'll be right back.
All right.
Lincoln's go-to for fun isn't new. It's a place that's been a staple of the city for years and is only getting better. Matson's Bowling and Billiards always has open bowling available with no long lines, unlike other centers. They have live music almost every weekend and great food at EJ's Bar and Lounge, with seating for 150 people. They have popular meals like the EJ Burger, pizza for the whole family, and famous EJ's Wings. Contact Sarah to book a party for friends, coworkers, or family at Matson's Bowling and Billiards, just south of 48th and Holdridge.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top-quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Back to the Get Your Happy On Hour, featuring former Husker receiver Ricky Simmons.
Hey, we're back. Man, this show went really fast. I mean, we only got like 5 minutes left. God, it's crazy. But you know what I will say before I run out of time? I want to say a couple more things, and I want to ask a couple more questions of my guests. But I just want to take a minute and say thank you. I don't think we say thank you enough. And people are like, what are you thanking me for? Well, I'm just thanking you for being you. I'm thanking everyone for supporting the station, for supporting the show. And I mean, this is something that people have to want to do. And I'm just appreciative of the opportunity. So I'm just saying thank you. Now, Gail, I got to ask you a couple quick questions. First one is there somebody you'd like to give a shout out to?
Oh, absolutely. I want to give a shout out to my Simply sister, Simply Tammy, to our management team and our producers of the Simply Sister podcast, our CEO partner, LaToya Frazier, and just our community, for the people that take the time to listen and seek the tools that they can use to make better decisions.
Then, you know, that's important, man, that, you know, that you show appreciation. I respect that. So I always try to give my guests an opportunity to, you know, at least get out and, you know, and say thank you to people that, you know, that they appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the shout out, that's what that's about. That's a nice way to say thank you. And I just think thank yous are important. I think we don't have enough of them, but I'm going to do my part to put out as many thank yous as I can. I also want to talk to you briefly about something that's real important to me. This thing called happiness. This show is named as the Get You Happy on Hour for a reason. Happiness never goes out of style. I don't know any human that doesn't want to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't want to be happy, man, wow, that's weird to me. But anyways, I will say this: every Sunday night, 8 to 9, I'm going to try to bring some happiness and some thoughtfulness to this show, and I'm going to try to encourage someone. And I'm going to have guests like Gail to come in, which I'm really appreciative of you being on the show tonight, Gail. I'm going to continue to look for people like Gail to bring on the show to encourage others. I just think that's important. But Gail, before I let you go, I must do one thing. I do it with every guest that I get. We're about out of time, so this has got to be a quick answer, but I just want to know, when Gail Benson has some free time, how does Gail Benson get her happy on?
I love to dance. I love to dance and spend time with my sisters. And when we're together, that's what we do. We dance or we're cooking and eating.
I want to say thank you again for being on the show. I wrap my show up the same way every week, and this week's going to be no different. Every day you blessed to see, it's just another day in paradise. And no matter what, you got to get your happy on. Go! And we'll see y'all next Sunday.